welcome to Uncle Don's Saturday night cocktail hour. Things were a little busy on Friday night, so I decided to go ahead and do a cocktail hour tonight on Saturday. Well, the very first question you're probably asking yourself right now is, why is this in black and white? Well, you're exactly right, it is in black and white. And it's in black and white for a perfectly good reason. Well, last night I was watching, or re-watching, the movie Casablanca with Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. Great movie, by the way. And that movie happens to be the movie where I first heard of tonight's cocktail, the champagne cocktail. Now, in that movie, there are two named cocktails that are made. One of them I've made for you before, called the French 75, and the other one is tonight's cocktail, called the champagne cocktail. Now, champagne cocktail's been around a long time. Since the 1800s, there's been this drink called a champagne cocktail that has been written about. And in the International Bartenders Association, there's a defined, standardized recipe for it, which I'm going to make for you tonight. And it's very simple. Includes just a few things. First of all, we're going to use some cognac. Now, normally I don't use Hennessy cognac. I use Remy Martin, but they were out of what I like. But Hennessy is pretty good, not too bad. Little Angostura bitters, a sugar cube, and again, my good old-fashioned turbinado sugar in the raw brown sugar crystals, and champagne. Now, tonight, instead of actual champagne, I'm using a bottle of Gruet Sparkling Wine, which by the rules, if it's not made in the Champagne region of France, then it can't be technically or legally called champagne. So this is made in the Champagne method. But Gruet is actually an American vineyard and vintners that is actually from New Mexico. And I found that this is an excellent drink, excellent bottle of sparkling wine for under $20. And you can find this in a lot of stores. They make Brut, which is a dry. They make several other different varieties of rosé sparkling wine. And they also make some vintage wines that are really, really good. So if you've never had a chance to give them a try, give them a try. They're really, really good. All right, so here we go. Here's how we make this drink. Now tonight I'm going to use metric units of measurement because that's what this is documented in with the International Bartenders Association recipe. So first of all, we're going to start out with a chilled champagne goblet or champagne flute. And I'm going to put one sugar cube right in the bottom of that champagne flute. And then I'm going to put two hefty dashes of Angostura bitters on top of that sugar cube. There we go. Now, the next step is we're going to put our cognac in there. And the cognac, we're going to use about 10 milliliters of cognac. And I'm just going to pour that right out here into my little glass that I like to measure with, and right on top of that sugar cube. There you go. All right, let's put that Hennessy away there. And then the next step is you're going to put your champagne in there. And again, I'll probably get in trouble for calling this champagne, but that's okay. And again, this is that delicious Gruet champagne or sparkling wine from New Mexico. And again, opening a bottle of champagne, you got to be kind of careful. Don't point it at somebody unless you really want to surprise them. And ooh, wasn't that exciting? All right, now you're going to put 90 milliliters of your champagne or your sparkling wine into here. And again, be careful pouring this out because it's going to get quite fizzy. So you want to just carefully measure. And there we go, 90 milliliters. And we're going to pour that right into the glass. Now, I have to be kind of careful because with that sugar in there and with the cognac in there, if you pour it all in there, it's going to foam all over the place and you're going to create a mess. So we're just going to slowly pour that in there, one little bit at a time. Again, Casablanca, outstanding movie. I've made the French 75 for you, a great drink. And then tonight we're making this delicious champagne cocktail. And we'll just kind of pour that through. I'm going to wait for that to fizz down a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and carve up my garnish here, which again, lemon peel garnish is a pretty traditional one that you'll use. And I'm just going to peel that away, set that aside for just a moment. And then I'm going to pour the rest of my sparkling wine right into the glass there. And look at that. A little messy there, but you know what? Hey, that's showbiz. And the rest of it right there. Okay, so take your garnish, peel it over the top, squeeze it over the top, and then I just kind of twist it a little bit so that it gets nice and tight, and then I just drop it right in there, and there you go. You have made yourself a champagne cocktail the old-fashioned way, just like they made it in Casablanca. Again, watch that movie really soon. Now, one thing to remember is that you've got the sugar cube down here creating all these bubbles. If you drink this down right away, you know, you're going to miss out on some of the flavor of this, of the way the champagne cocktail is supposed to taste. So you can certainly take an initial sip just to make sure, you know, that you enjoy what you have, which I do. But you can also wait a little bit for that, some of that sugar to kind of dissolve, and that adds some sweetness to that nice mixture of cognac, Angostura bitters, and your sparkling wine. So there you go. There's your champagne cocktail. I hope you're having a nice weekend. And again, today is the Kentucky Derby. Maybe I should make a mint julep one time down the road. But enjoy your Kentucky Derby, enjoy your Saturday, the rest of your weekend, and have a happy Labor Day. And take care. Cheers.